even if I don't use a curling like curling iron, not curling iron, lash curler. Am I okay? I'm sorry, I just short circuited. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing a mascara review and I'm jazzed. We're talking about the new LYS Beauty Mascara that launched recently. I've been trying and testing it out and I definitely have some thoughts and I'm excited to share them with you guys. I'll let you know who I feel like it'll work for, who it won't work for, what I feel like it's best for, all of that. We're going to compare and contrast to other mascaras. Obviously, Mama's lashes are bare, so we're going to be doing a full try on and so you can see it in action. And yeah, I'm really excited for this video. I love mascara in general. It just can transform everything. Like, you know, when you're doing your makeup and everything might be a little questionable and you're like, I don't know what this. I don't know if I like it. And then you put the mascara on and you're like, oh, never mind. This looks amazing. I feel like mascara is just like one of those transformative products. Let me know if you agree down below. Also, let me know what your favorite mascara is. I would love to know. And also, ooh, here's another one. I'm giving you guys homework assignments. Leave down below what brands you want to see come out with mascaras this year. I would love to know. And yeah, I just want to get into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this LYS Beauty Mascara review and try on. All right, I brought you in closer so you can really see how it applies. Now let's get into this LYS Beauty Mascara review. First, we have the component here. And this is just their like standard color of rose gold, and then you have triangle. Love that brands are coming out with more unique either shaped like tops, or I mean the whole shape of this is a triangle, but different shapes of tops or like different color like mascara tubes, because I feel like back in the day, and by back in the day I mean like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, everything looked the exact same. So every time you grabbed something, if you have multiple mascaras, you didn't know which one you were grabbing. I love that this has like a unique, it really stands out, which is great, so you know which one you're grabbing. So now let's get into this. Also, they sent me this, which was very, very nice of them. So let's get into the try on and kind of like nitty gritty of it. So this is the wand, and it's kind of has like a macaroni macaroni noodle shape, which I like, but it's not quite as intense. So with this mascara, I do like to clean off the wand a little bit. I do find if I don't do that, sometimes I can have a little bit too much on the base of my lashes, which I don't love, but that's with a lot of mascaras for me. I always like clean off the wand, and by clean off the wand, I mean like scrape off the excess, if that makes sense. So this is meant to be, again, I'm going to show you the wand so you can see. This is meant to be a more, it's like meant to do it all, they claim. So it's meant to be like volumizing, it's meant to be lengthening and curling. So I'm going to try it on and we're going to kind of talk about like what it looks like and all of that. We'll get into a review and then we'll kind of go into how it compares to other ones in my collection. So let's get into it. I have a mirror in front of me here and I'm just going to be looking down while I apply. So we're going to be doing just one side first, one coat, and then we'll kind of move on from there. All right, so that is one coat of the mascara just with the swoop end. Now they do say that if you apply with the other end, it's going to give you a little bit of different results. So I'm going to apply it with that end too, so you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so that is it applied with the swoop end and then the hump end, the side that isn't swooped. So I did this side first, then this side. I'm going to do another coat on this side of both sides. I'm not going to re-dip in for both sides, but I'm going to do another coat, scrape off the excess. I feel like I always have to scrape off the excess of all mascaras because I do have weepy eyes. So we're going to do that again on this side. So this swoop side first and then the non-swoop side. Okay, so that is this side done. I haven't done the bottom lashes yet. I'm going to do that at the end, but this is that side done. What do you guys think? Again, I did the macaroni noodles. Macaroni, can I? Get it together. I did the macaroni noodle side first and then the hump side. The hump side, I hate that, but like it is kind of a hump. So what do you guys think? Versus like, you got no mascara versus mascara. What do you guys think of the look? Let me know down below. Now we're going to go onto this side, and I'm going to do the same thing, and then we'll apply bottom lashes. I'll apply bottom lashes last so you can really kind of get into the knit and grit of it all. So we're going to do, oh, I always have to clean off my mascara wand. Half the time I forget to clean off mascara wands, and then I always regret it. And actually, you know what? That is so dramatic. I don't always regret it, but there's a lot of times I do regret it, especially if it's like right now where it is very, very polleny. My allergies have been going wild. Have your allergies been going wild? Okay, so that is both sides applied. I am going to do a little bit on the bottom lashes, but I wanted you guys to really be able to see the top lashes before I did that. We did 2 coats. What do you guys think? I think definitely doing both sides is important to get the full, like the both sides of the wand, to get the full effect of this mascara. And you kind of get more volume with that and a little bit more length, and definitely the curl holds a little bit better when you do both sides of the mascara. So now I'm going to definitely clean this off because we're doing the bottom lashes, and I don't want it to be too, I don't know, too much on the wand, because then I always mess up the bottom lashes when there's too much on the wand. All right, bottom lashes are applied. Let me know what you think. I don't know why I'm turning my head like it's going to make a difference of what you're seeing, but let me know what you think down below about like what the lashes are currently looking like. I'd love to know. Now let's kind of get into my thoughts. So again, this mascara is meant to be like volumizing, lengthening, curling. It's meant to kind of have everything in it. What I will say is it is important to use both sides, because if you only use the macaroni noodle like swoop side, you're not going to get the volumizing or the lengthening. I will say that you get like the smallest, barely noticeable amount of lengthening, but you get more of the curling when you use the macaroni noodle side. It's not the most curling mascara I've ever used, but it does give you some curl. Now, once you switch it, and this took me a second to realize both sides are kind of meant to be used. Once you switch it to the other side, you get way more lengthening and a lot more volume. Now, this isn't, again, like the most curling mascara, but it also isn't the most volumizing mascara, but it gives me nice volume. There are other mascaras I use that I'll talk about later that give me more volume. That's not a bad thing. It's just, this isn't the most volumizing mascara, but it is a volumizing mascara for sure, especially once I realized you're supposed to use both sides, because at first I just used the macaroni noodle side, the swoop side, and I got like beautiful separated lashes, and they were like fluffy separated, which is just very unique, and that is like, I haven't found a lot of mascaras that do that, and I do feel like the mascara, the reason it kind of gives you more of a fluffy look is it isn't a super wet or super waxy mascara. It kind of is that mascara that you get after you, like, let's say you have a mascara you love, but you're like, oh, I only like it after 2 weeks. It's kind of that vibe, but it's like 2 weeks. It's the 2-week mark when you first get it, so you don't have to wait for it to kind of dry down and kind of like be less wet or less waxy feeling. So I really enjoy the fact that like when you first get it and you first pull it out, it's not super like it's already what you want it to be, or at least what I want it to be fair. So I really enjoyed that, but I didn't get the volumizing and the lengthening, and I was kind of like, okay. And then I was like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and I kept doing it like that. And then I realized after, like, I kind of was like, wait, but it's supposed to be volumizing. So then I did a little bit more research, and you're supposed to use both sides. So that is something that is important to know. Now, I do feel like this mascara is long wearing, which I was surprised by. And something I also was surprised by was the fact that even when I didn't clean off the wand, I didn't have like weird running or a lot of like kind of raccoon eyes or like been crying for days eyes, which I did really enjoy, because sometimes I mean my eyes specifically, I really struggle with running at times, and it took me so long to figure out I need to clean off a mascara wand. I don't need to clean off this mascara wand, but it's always good practice, because we're living in an absolute pollen nightmare right now in the world, and I feel like everyone's, even people who've never had allergies have allergies, and their eyes are running, nose running, the whole gamut. So I do really like cleaning off the wand. It's just good practice because I just avoid so much drama for me in my life, but I don't feel like I need to do that. Now, with the curling aspect of it, I want to hit all the aspects. The curling aspect, I do feel like, again, it's not the most curling. I also feel like my curl does fall throughout the day. So by the end of the day, I don't have as much curl as I started out with, but that happens. Now, if I curl my lashes, okay, if I curl my lashes, the curl lasts. I don't know why that is, but the curling of the lashes before application of mascara, the curl lasts. Now let's move on to the lengthening claim. You can only really get the lengthening, in my opinion and experience, is if you use the hump side or curve side or whatever you want to call it. Because I don't know what it is, but that does give more lengthening. I don't know what the technology is or why that is, but you get the lengthening with that. If you do the macaroni noodle side, you can still get just the smallest touch, but the smallest touch of lengthening. So definitely use the, if you're looking for lengthening, definitely use the combination of the macaroni and the hump to kind of just give you what you need. And I do think, be careful with over applying this one. And by be careful, I mean, if you're at 4 coats or whatever, be careful with over applying this one, because with the lengthening, the ends of your lashes can get too much stuff, and then you can have a little bit of crumbling. So that's just something to know. But besides that, you do get some lengthening. Again, it's not going to be the most lengthening mascara you've ever used, but it does lengthen, and it does give more vibes. I mean, more vibes, what am I talking about? It does give more lengthening energy, vibes, whatever. So, I mean, you tell me what you guys think. I do naturally have very long lashes, and I do feel like this gave me a little bit of something. It isn't, again, the most lengthening, but I'm fine with that because I naturally have long lashes. Now, let's get into the volumizing claim. Volumizing? That feels weird. That's the right word. Volumizing. Okay, can I get it together? Let's get into the volumizing claim. So with the volume, again, you need to use the hump, curve side, whatever, to get that, because I didn't get any volumizing when I just used the macaroni noodle side, or the curve, whatever you want to call it. So like this one. So when I switched to this side instead of this side, I got volume. So that's just something to note. You kind of just have to play with the mascara to see what works best for you. But I really did like the volume it gave me. I have other mascaras that are more volumizing in my collection that I'll talk about later, but it does give some volume. I mean, I think it did. What do you guys think? Let me know down below now that you kind of have seen it. And if you've ever watched me apply mascara before in other videos, you can kind of see how my lashes look when I apply other mascaras for reference. But I do really enjoy this mascara. Again, I avoid over applying it. And by over applying, again, I mean 3 coats is where I'm comfy with this one. More than that, I just feel like I get more crumbling and all of that. And because it's more of a dry formula, you'll also naturally get a little bit more crumbling if you over apply it, just because it's drier and it kind of crumbles off on the ends, I've noticed, not anywhere else. Now let's get into the way that it wears for me. So I don't feel like I have a ton of crumbling and running if I stick to 3 coats max. If I go over that, I do end up having some crumbling, but that's with a lot of mascaras for me, just because everything really collects on the tips of my lashes, and then because there's so much collected on the tips of my lashes, naturally there's fall down throughout the day. I don't feel like I have to set my under eyes, which is really nice, to avoid running, which I do experience a lot because I have weepy eyes, and just naturally I have always struggled with that. Even in high school, I always struggled with mascara running all over the place, and it was the worst. So I don't really have to worry about that, which is really nice with this mascara. Now, the way that it wears, if I don't curl my lashes, I do find that the curl will droop a lot more than if I curl my lashes. So when I curl my lashes, I don't really have as much drooping with the curl than I would with out curling, which is interesting, but my lashes do hold a curl reasonably well. So naturally for me, even with the drooping that I get when I don't curl my lashes, I still have a nice curl. And my lashes don't naturally have much of a curl, so that's nice that it doesn't like fall too much, but it does fall. So that's something to know if you want something that's just going to stay all day. This might not be the mascara for you. But I do like kind of how it wears, and I'm not disappointed by the end of the day with how my lashes look curl-wise. Volume-wise and all of that, everything, I do enjoy the way that it wears. It's not the most volumizing for me, but that's not a bad thing. It's just, it doesn't give me the most volume compared to other ones I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I do actually really enjoy this mascara. I do like the longevity of it. I do feel like by the end of the day, my lash still has like a lot of mascara. I don't feel like anything is like falling like down on my face or anything like that. I do think that it wears very, very nicely. Now, I feel like this is a very, very good daytime mascara. This isn't one I would necessarily grab at night unless I was layering it with other things. But again, I like more volume at night, and I like a mascara that kind of just gives me like everything, like volume, length, all of that, but to the extreme for my nighttime, like going outness. So this isn't going to be necessarily a nighttime grab for me, but it's definitely a daytime mascara, and it's one I would grab like during the day. Now let's kind of compare and contrast to other mascaras, because I feel like I've talked enough about this mascara. So first, let's talk about the most volumizing mascara in my collection, and I've talked about this 1,000 times, the Jones Road Beauty Mascara. This is a great mascara. It's also a macaroni noodle curve, whatever you want to call it, shape. And I don't have to like just when I use the curve side, I get all the volume. It holds a curl really, really great. And the curl really does hold all day with this one, even if I don't use a curling like curling iron, lash curler. Am I okay? I'm sorry, I just short circuited. I have really good volume curl, and I do get some length out of this, and I would say with this one, I personally find it more lengthening than the LYS Beauty one, but I feel like the LYS Beauty one is more like a daytime look, and the Jones Road Beauty is more of a nighttime look, in my opinion. I do wear the Jones Road one during the day at times, but I don't apply as many coats as I would at night. So next, let's move on to the Tower 28 mascara. Now, this mascara is definitely different for a few reasons. They both kind of give really separated lashes, but this has a plastic wand, and I do like to use both sides of the wand. I do feel like with the Tower 28 one, I do get a little bit more volume all the way up on my lashes, if that makes sense, whereas with the LYS Beauty one, I feel like some of the volume really is more at the mid down of my lashes, and the Tower 28 gives volume all the way up, so it has a little bit of a different look. The LYS Beauty, the Tower 28 one is great also if you have sensitive eyes, and I do find that this one lasts really, really long on the lashes. I would say between these two, the wear of them, the Tower 28 lasts a little bit longer, but they're pretty similar in terms of length, wear, and how they kind of look throughout the day. And I do think the Tower 28 one does have a little bit better hold with curl, curled or not curled. So next we're going to move on to this one, the Ami Collet mascara. Now, I don't find that the Ami Collet mascara has a lot of curl to it, so it doesn't add additional curl, but if I curl my lashes, it does hold curl really, really well. With this one, I find that it gives more volume, and it gives like a really, really pretty looking lash, and I would say the volume on the Ami Collet one is more volumizing than the LYS Beauty one, but you don't get curl with the Ami Collet one, at least for my lashes. I don't really get curl. I would have to curl my lashes to kind of get a curl with them, with it, or it's more subtle in my opinion, the curl, but they both are great mascaras. I like the way that they both wear. I would say that the Ami Collet one is also a little bit more waxy. I don't know if waxy is the right word, but I do feel like, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit a thicker formula and a waxier formula. Both are nice mascaras, but if I'm going for more volume, I'm going here. Okay, now we're gonna move on to a mascara I feel like I've talked about the most on this channel. Actually, I have talked about this one the most, the LYS mascara. This is the Limitless. This is a plastic brush, and you get different things from different sides, which I like. So I get more volume and length when I go with the like longer bristles, and then on this side I get more separation, which I really, really like. I love this mascara. Now I feel like the way that they wear throughout the day is similar in terms of how the mascara looks and wears throughout the day, and the running and all of that. It's so minimal, if anything. I do feel like you don't get that much curling with the LYS Limitless mascara, but I do get some curling. But it isn't like anything too crazy, but it does give me some curl, which is nice. I do feel like with this mascara, I can kind of control the separation a little bit more, and the volume, but I do feel like volume-wise, the LYS mascara can give me a little bit more volume if I, really go in and layer. But I really like the plastic wand. This is one of my favorite mascaras, so I do feel like throughout the day, although the wear is similar, I feel like the lash I get with the Limitless mascara is a little bit more what I like, and a little bit more volumized, and it does, in my opinion, hold the curl when I curl my lashes a little bit more, but both are great mascaras. Okay, next we're moving on to tubing mascaras. So we have two here that I want to talk about, and I really like both of them. Now, tubing mascaras tend to naturally be way more lengthening, in my opinion at least. So we have the Merit Beauty one. This is a very standard, simple one, but I love this mascara. This one is like the most no running, no issues mascara that I've had. It does give slight length, nothing too crazy, very slight length. I would say the LYS Beauty one gives more length. I feel like the Merit one gives a little bit more of a traditional looking lash. I love the Merit Beauty mascara. This is great. I've talked about this 1,000 times, but this is a great mascara. They definitely are different. You don't get quite as fluffy of a lash. You get more of a traditional volume with this one, which I really like. All right, and then last we have the Calorie Beauty mascara. Now this is a tubing mascara, another traditional one, but this one is more like the Ami Collet wand in terms of looks and how thin it is. I really like this mascara. It is great. Again, tubing mascara. The way that this tubing mascara specifically falls apart when you're removing your makeup, kind of breaks apart, is in bigger chunks than other tubing mascaras I've kind of used. This removes very, very easily. It gives me some volume. It's not crazy. It's definitely more of a natural volumey type, but it gives me volume, it gives me nice length, and it does hold a curl, which is really, really nice. I enjoy this mascara a lot. And this one is one that's, if you layer and like you kind of layer it up, you definitely get more volume with this. So volume isn't impossible with this. It's just not, again, the most volumizing mascara, but that isn't bad. I love this mascara. It's great. And especially if I'm going to go beach or do a real natural like look, but I want my lashes to have a little bit of oomph, something like a little bit of definition, this is a great mascara. Now, before I wrap up this video, I want to talk about the way that the LYS Beauty mascara removes. The LYS Beauty mascara removes very easily. I've removed it with water, like remove with soap, water, whatever. I've removed it with micellar water. I've removed it with a cleansing balm. It is an easy mascara to remove, which when the first applied it and the way that it wore throughout the day, and the fact that I didn't really have any crumbling or running or anything, I was like, oh great, this is gonna be so hard to remove, so annoying, and it was really easy to remove. So that is another good plus to the LYS Beauty mascara, is it removes really easily, in my opinion, at least on my lashes it did. And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for my LYS Beauty mascara review and my LYS Beauty mascara try on. I would love to know your thoughts down below. Are you gonna grab this mascara? If you have, do you like it? And if you're not, let me know why. I would love to know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.